that. This one pop up. All right, well, welcome to the December meeting, the last of our monthly meetings for 2021. We're going to kind of go through some of the usuals, but I got some fun and exciting announcements towards the end. So I was looking at the list here. As always, got an awesome group of human beings hanging out here this morning. So I won't have you all try to introduce yourselves, but thank you all for being here. Awesome. I do have a couple kudos to toss out there for this morning. Good morning, Doc Laffey. We've been getting some education and pre-planning done, and we really have a lot of other people to thank for some of this. We've been sending some kids further and further away from St. Louis. So we wanted to give a shout out, first of all, to Audrain, where we thought a kid was going to live, and then it turns out they live exactly across the street in another district. So they were helping get us set up with that district. Just thanks to Audrain and Vanfair, and it really, I think we're getting better and better at Missouri and Illinois EMS, but we do not know the nuances of all your districts. So all the help we can get with that is always appreciated. I wanted to give a thanks to the MU and EMSC team who's been helping us with some of the education there, and reaching out to staff and kiddos and families and EMS services in the central part of the state, kind of helping us carry the mission further and further away from St. Louis. And then also a thanks to Illinois Region 4. We were just on their regional meeting earlier this month. And I know that they've been doing a lot to kind of spread the word, both with EDs and EMS services over on that side of the river, especially with the just unfortunate turnover that continues to occur in EDs across our area. There's been some challenges of, as far as people understanding STARS, you get a brand new set of staff in and they don't quite know. And so the actual regional EMS people have been going out and educating on that. So we just wanted to give them a thank you for that. And then as far as just had a really cool call come across in November, and wanted to give a shout out to Highland EMS, who obtained the home Keppra dose for one of our kiddos who is prone to status epilepticus, and they first administered their benzos, followed up with families, and then actually started a line and gave the Keppra during transport to the hospital. So just pretty cool call. Definitely went above and beyond, and we were thankful to them for taking care of the kiddo. As far as our numbers for last month, continue to just kind of see the same steady 600 logging in on average. And then as far as kids, we continue to add, as always, we have more and more coming in draft. But the numbers, I think we assigned somewhere around 1135, 1138 earlier this week. So the numbers just continue to climb on the kiddos. And then we had 37 emergency activations for the month of November. But we actually didn't pick up our dispatches and kind of got back to what I consider probably our monthly norm for right now. So we did have 14 plans dispatched by the dispatch agencies. So thank you guys for those. And then there you can see the distribution of who received the emergency plans. So Christian is clearly overachieving up there, but they're doing a good job. We had 24 transports for the month of November. As you can see down here at the bottom was the one with the Keppra administration, but continue to see good numbers for direct to tertiary transport. Of the 21 calls that had EMS involved, 20 of them came direct to tertiary. So some of the others were just private vehicles to outside hospitals, and then the transport team got them. But those of the 20 of those 21, a hospital was bypassed in the transport. And then we had 3 non-transports as well. There's just the docs distribution. As you can see, I was going to point out the teams, we're getting good at writing plans, but we do still get deferred on them sometimes. So always trying to make those better. Any questions with regards to the numbers at all? Awesome. Well, then I wanted to get into a couple, well, actually, first of all, before the exciting things, just a couple resources I wanted to share with some of the people on this call. And I don't, know if you guys already know about these or not. But there's two podcasts we listen to in this office that I wanted to share just because I thought they were really good resources. And then also offer some good insights sometimes into life. Well, the first one into life with our families and some of our special needs kiddos and their challenges. So the first one is actually done as Atypical Truth. It's from one of the mamas here at Glennon. And she just, I think, does a great job of really laying it out there, the goods, the bads, the challenges, and just really well done as far as interviewing medical professionals, but also the families and kind of what a special needs family might deal with here in America. And so just a good insight into the world for some of our patients. And then many of you probably already know about this, but I did want to give a shout out to the But Why EMS podcast group over there at WashU and Children's and BJC. I think it's a combination of all three. But just good content, and they're doing some awesome stuff over there. And I just wanted to make sure people knew about that if they did not already. We have two really exciting developments coming for next year, courtesy of some grant work that was done. So the first is Morella's baby, or it's going to be Morella's baby. As far as having Power BI tools that really take a lot of the data that we accumulate on our website or through the STARS program website and make that meaningful and useful for all of us. So this is an example of some data you guys already see, things that I just show you every month. But there are kind of even some more impressive things coming, such as heat maps. The idea of we can kind of track where kids are, or in case of a disaster, we can pull up your county and say, where are the power dependent kids? Who's on a ventilator, who needs their feeding pump working all the time. And so just some exciting developments that are coming. That's all in development right now, but especially from like the disaster side of the house, I see a lot of positive things there. And then also just from that, always, we're trying to evolve and grow and be able to say, okay, what are we doing right now? What kind of metrics are we generating, and where do we see it going from there? And then my brand new baby that I'm super excited about is that we are developing a STARS LMS as well. Just that way we can have our education, first of all, tracked all in one place. We are also concurrently applying for CAPC accreditation so that we can offer CEUs to your providers and just have them, hey, if you hire on 4 brand new people in a new hire orientation class, here's a seizure class you can give them, here's the trach class you can offer them. Just a way to, make sure we're keeping that education bar up across our region. So we're super excited about that. I also foresee it offering us some opportunities, at least further away from St. Louis too. The idea of we can do just-in-time training. So we take a kid who's getting discharged out of here. I mean, I know it's great when we can all come out and hit all 3 of your crews, but I mean, come on, sometimes people are gone on vacation or crews are out running calls and they miss it. It's just another great way where we can be like, hey, here's 30 minutes, everything you need to know about this kid, some video of him possibly or pictures, and then you can assign it to your crews. So that is all currently being built right now, but should be coming in the early part of next year. So just kind of another super exciting thing we're getting to work on behind the scenes here to bring to you guys. With regards to next year's meetings, kind of the feedback I got from the people who took the survey was, for the most part, people worked rotating schedules. They thought mornings overall worked better. So unless there was a significant protest here, I was going to keep our STARS monthly meetings at 9 o'clock next year on second Tuesdays. I guess before we fully determine that, I can put the survey link out there one more time. I'll put it in the chat here just because we have a fairly good sized group of people here. And if anybody has anything or would like to protest it or request something different, we can do that. But other than that, that was the majority of the content I had put together for today. Trish, did you have anything
No,
Sure.
have wonderful holidays. Thank you all. Stay safe, please.
Cool. Actually, and I'm sorry, that did remind me, turning to ask Trish question, did remind me of just one thing real quick. For those of you who are not as familiar with vents, we did have a kind of a room for improvement. We had a vent call that could have gone better for a kid who was brought back to us here at Glennon. And we can delve into training and what needs to happen as far as to address education on that. But I did want to always just remind some of our 911 providers who are not familiar with vents that it is okay to call for resources too. If you are in an uncomfortable position with a piece of equipment that you really don't understand or know how it works, like we don't want you to have to fumble through that call for a 30-minute transport to our hospital. There really is, it's okay to reach out and call medical control and say like, hey, something seems off here. They at least might be able to give you guidance of either troubleshooting the machine or just like, hey, we've got to do something to circumvent that machine. But unfortunately, I feel like this crew kind of felt like they were, okay, we have to stick with this. This is what's always with this kid, even though things weren't 100% with the kiddo. And so just please always, or remind your providers that it is okay to call the children's hospitals and ask for some help. And I can't promise that we'll know exactly what to do from you just driving from somewhere and calling us. But it's better than kind of watching a kid struggle with a piece of equipment that you don't know how it works. And so trying to obtain some help, we would love to find a way to help you with that. So I see a couple Tuesday mornings. All right, I tell you what, I will just release that survey here real quick in the chat. And then that way you guys can weigh in on that real quick. So let me grab that link for those of you who want to hang on for just a minute.
Hey, Nick, it's Stephanie Ashford.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, have you made any movement on the ability to let the STARS administrators see the pending calls, the pending report, the pending plans that, so we know whether we need to chase the families down for HIPAA release or something?
So it is on their list, but in all honesty, I don't see it making it quickly on for 2022. We probably need to come up with a different mechanism just to stopgap that for a while.
Yeah, even if you
So-
guys just send us an email or something to let us know. We got kids holding, because we still have one that we've had in holding since August and we can't track them down or get a hold of them, or we don't have a HIPAA form for them yet.
Okay.
Stephanie, is that one of ours or a children's kid?
It's a children's kid.
Do you mind shooting me an email with it?
Yep.
And I would say even, I see we have all the care plan writers are on this call. So we probably, what we can do is just make an effort. One of us submits it to approval to Dr. Laffey and Dr. Siegler, is maybe just to make a point at that point of notifying somebody. Sometimes, it's, you submit it and you don't know, it might take a couple days or weeks to get there. So I get that from our office side. Sometimes we're like, oh,
Yeah, I don't,
that goes live.
there's nobody did anything wrong on it. It's just, we didn't know for a while that we needed to be chasing them down. And so, because you guys don't have time to go visit their house and get stuff down. So we can just send a truck over there on duty and knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we'll do an effort, especially for ones with missing HIPAAs, but maybe just to notify, at least if nothing else, the SP admins at the districts, like, hey, you got one that's been submitted for approval, it's on its way. So we can definitely work on maybe some clear communication. I'll bring that up in our group meeting. So thank you for bringing that up, Ms. Stephanie. Sorry, but you can't distract me because I got ADD. So. All right, here you guys go. All right, so there is the link in the chat for those of you guys who don't mind doing that. Also, from your districts, if there's anybody you think needs to be on here who is not, or you know of somebody who's left your district who you probably should be taken off this list, please let me know. Before January, I'll be kind of just cleaning up the email list. And I will send out the new meetings for next year once we determine a date. And other than that, I hope you guys have some great holidays. I hope everybody gets some downtime with their family. And unless there's anything else, thank you very much. For those of you who want to hang on, I know a couple of people had some questions for me. But thank you for your time, and go help somebody today, but not too many somebodies.
Thanks, Nick.
Yep, thanks, Doc.
When you're building out those notifications, can you build out a notification for when we have a star pass away? Because we once a month we do like an audit of our stuff, and we go in and we're like, oh, one of them's missing off the list. And sometimes we just don't know that they've passed away.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see, archive or see, still graduated. Yeah, that makes sense. One idea that I wanted to run past you, so just because it's been a topic of some discussion at ours, the original idea of only having the admins at the agencies receive the notification email when we put a new kid in was, we had some admins who were just working on the truck, just like all their coworkers. And then, I didn't want them to get hounded because they were gone on vacation or off on their 4-day, because we sent them a new kid. I have sort of kind of tacked back the other way on that, in that I think maybe it would be better if we add a new kid to an agency, anybody who has an email for that agency gets just notification like, hey, a new star has been added. How would you see that working at your place, Miss Stephanie? Would that be a positive or a negative thing?
At this point, I'm down for it because we have such a low compliance of people logging in and checking every shift. They rely on the backup system we have for them. And so if I think that visual reminder that, hey, there's a new kid in there and it might not be in the backup system would be helpful. I try to forward them out when we get them, but if I'm not on duty or if I'm out with whatever, it really, I think it would work better anyway.
I am of that mindset now as well. I have flip-flopped. Awesome. Anything else I can do for you there, Miss Stephanie?
No, just the bereavement notifications, because we actually, before we switched over to the live database, we used to send out bereavement cards when we found out that a patient had passed.
Okay.
But if we don't know that they've passed, it might be like 6 months later, and that'd be weird.
Okay. Yeah.
That's just a good idea. Going to lead to uncomfortable interactions, possibly, in the community or things like that. That's always been a real sticking point when we have deaths in the ER, making sure we contact the pediatrician, that type of thing, so that they don't end up with uncomfortable interactions.
Similarly, we have a birthday card program, and so sending them a birthday card
also,
would be
great.
heartbreaking. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Have you had that happen with us?
I don't think we have sent them a birthday card after they had passed, but that's one of my worries, because
Stars patient passing away and not knowing.
we have had STARS patient pass away and we didn't know it, but we haven't had it where we sent them a birthday card. So that, we have never had that faux pas, but I'd like to prevent that if possible also.
Yeah. We might be able to march that up the priority list in a little bit, just because that would be, it's just negative for everybody. So that needs to be addressed. So
we used to have, when it was in-house, we would put we didn't actually take their number out of the system. We just grayed it out and we put like a flower over it, like a lily or something. That was our internal demarcation that they had passed away. And we'd take all their HIPAA stuff out, but leave their number and their name.
All right. Oh, I do see Miss Jamie Holcomb on here. Jamie, I want to thank your crew for getting our young man all the way back up to us. He's in the PICU currently.
Oh, yeah, Jamie, this is Trish over here. Sorry. I'll send you an update on him because he had a pretty high acuity incident. I know you're close to your kids. But we'll definitely let you know if he comes home, but I'll send you an update offline about him and how he's doing.
I'm not sure Miss Jamie's there right now.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. All right. Danny, I know you needed me to hang on. Did anybody else need anything from us here this morning? And I tell you what, Miss Danny, just I'll shoot you a meeting invite and we'll pop into a different meeting real quick. So,
Have a
Okay.
good holiday.
Sounds
See you guys
good.
later.
all
See you,
right.
Stephanie.
Thanks,
I
everyone.
read your
Appreciate
paper.
it.
Thank you.
I can send you the updated the poster because I sent it to print. My camera's not working.
Yeah, will
Um,
you?
Yeah, I
I
sent.
liked it.
Oh, thanks. I trimmed some stuff, but I'll send you the final copy here in a little bit.
Okay, sounds good.
See you later.
See ya.
Hey, guys, thanks.